Hi everybody, it's Kristin. So a little while back, a month-ish or so ago, I did an updated skincare video and I asked you guys if you wanted me to come and give you sort of updates as I change things out and have used them for a while and have an opinion on them. And it was a definite resounding yes that you guys wanted to see that. So I had been using, I can't even remember what I was using at that point, but I've kind of switched things up. I've been using these products for more than a month now. I had used them, put them away, went back to my other thing, then brought them back out again. So I want to talk to you guys about these, and these are the products from the Volition beauty line. These were sent to me. All that they asked me to do was show them in a haul, which I did. They did not ask me to do a follow-up on these. I'm just going to do a follow-up on these and give you my honest opinions. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I've been using, I'm going to grab this out here, is the Helix AM/PM Eye Gel. And I want to show you how much I've used of this, so hopefully you guys can see a good amount. It's a very interesting product. I'm going to get some out of my finger to try to show you. This eye gel, I don't think that you'll be able to see anything here on my hands, but you might. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to. Okay, anyway, I know you won't be, you weren't able to see anything, but it's has a sort of a slip to it is how it feels. It's more like I'm not saying there's silicone in it because I don't actually know if there's silicone in it or not, but it has a very smoothing feel. So when I put it underneath my eyes, it's amazing underneath makeup, like underneath concealer. It works so well. I really love how it smooths things over, but it's not super moisturizing. So it for me can't be an AM and PM. So I've been using this in the morning. I did start out using it AM, PM and found out very quickly that that's just not enough. I have very dry under eyes. It just is what it is. So for me, I need something with a little more intensity to it. So what I've done is I've switched back to the Algenist Eye Balm and I'm using that at night, and I've been using this in the morning, and I'm really enjoying that combination. As I said, it just kind of has this very smoothing sort of feel, and really it does add some moisture to my under eyes. It's just not super moisturizing. So it's, like I said, it's perfect in the morning. So if you are one that doesn't mind having an AM and a PM eye cream, and I certainly don't mind, I actually have done that for the majority of my adult life, I think you might really like this one if you are just, like I said, have a little bit drier under eyes, but really want something to help smooth out sort of those lines that we may or may not have. I really like this. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so the next product is, and you're going to kind of hear a theme here. The next product I have is the Ocean Youth Boost Gel. And again, and I will say this, I'm going to just kind of do it's not really a disclaimer, but I just want to say that when lines come out, a lot of times they don't come out with a whole bunch of products right off the bat. So for instance, I had tried the Colleen Rothschild way back when she very first came out with products, and it wasn't a really expansive range. It wasn't the expansive range that it is now. So they didn't have a lot of things that were geared toward really dry skin. So the products that I tried from the Colleen Rothschild just weren't enough for me. They weren't moisturizing enough for me. I think I could have done the same sort of thing I'm doing here with the morning, evening with those products, but, and I think I worked through a couple of them, but at any rate, when those lines come out, they'll come out generally with products that will appeal to most. They're not going to appeal to all. I think that is the case here. I have a feeling this is the start for them, and then they will be adding things that are, you know, more moisturizing, more intensive, that sort of thing. So that's my guess. I don't know for sure. It's not like I have any connections to that. I mean, like, aside from the fact that they did send these to me. So what's interesting about this is that it does say that it has vitamin C in it. It has brown algae and sodium hyaluronate, I think is how you say it, that delivers a moisture surge and instant plumping effect. I will say that I do notice when I put it on, I don't know about instant plumping. Seems a tad excessive, but I do feel like my skin is plumped up a little bit. It's a little bit firmer. It's more moisturized than it was before I put on a moisturizer. But again, this isn't enough for me morning and evening. So this has been my day moisturizer, and I'll show you the consistency. And I just feel like you can always tell, generally, not always. Generally, if something is a thinner consistency, it's just not going to be quite enough for me. Again, generally. So can you see that? I don't want to like spill any out here, but how it is, and I'll get some here on my. So it just, it's just a little bit of a thinner. Again, it works really well under makeup. And I'm going to put this on my hand and hopefully you will see once I blend it in compared to my other hand. It really does, it adds some moisture. It's just not enough for me overnight. And I feel like it almost, you can see it just has a little more luminosity to it. And so again, I like it. It's just not quite enough moisture for me. If your skin isn't as dry as mine is, you might really like this for both AM and PM. So again, I like it. It's just not quite enough for me to use both AM and PM. So I had to go back to a different evening cream. One that I had in my collection from a company that's discontinued, and I just have a couple left, and it's sad for me because I need to find a new night cream. One that doesn't cost as much as the Clé de Peau that I really like. You know what? That's a perfect example. The Clé de Peau, it's called the Emulsion. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll link it below. That is one where it's very thin, but man, does it hydrate. It's crazy. It's crazy good. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is the Turmeric Brightening Polish for face and body. So can see, I'll kind of let you see what it looks like there. So I find this to be too much for my face. It's just a little too harsh. I have a very sensitive skin. You guys, if you've ever seen me do a get ready with me, it gets really red just with me rubbing it to put on primer or moisturizer or whatever. So I have very sensitive skin. So this really on my face was too much for me. And I like it on my body, but I will tell you where I really like it is for my hands. I find this to be a really good hand exfoliator. It just feels really nice. When it's done, it feels very soft, and that softness lasts. You know, sometimes you can do something like that on your hands and it's really soft for a little bit, and then like a half hour, an hour later, it doesn't, you know, like the people at the mall when they try to get you in and then it feels really soft, and then not that long later, it feels like it did before. Anyway, the point is, I like this for my hands. I find it to be very, very nice. It absolutely works on body as well, but because of the price of this, I don't know that I would use it on my body. I just would rather use it on my hands and get some good use out of it. So that is how I feel about this. And then lastly, I couldn't find it on my desk here. So this product is a clay mask. I'll show you the consistency if I can get the top off of here. I've used this probably 3 times. You don't need a ton of it. And I use this in spots. So I was talking about when I showed these products how excited I was for this one. And I stand by that. It's really, really good. So a lot of those sort of detoxifying masks, when you use them, will just dry the crud out of the area where you have to use them. I'm pointing here because usually around here is where I will tend to use that. But that somehow, and it really does work. I was noticing I was starting to get some of that, you know, kind of, you can see it below the skin. I used this and those ones never, you know, came to be anything worse than they were. And I felt like, anyway, it really... I felt like my words weren't going to make sense there. It really cleans out, it detoxifies the area, and it does actually soften your skin and really pulls out those impurities without drying the crud out of your skin for the next week. And I really like that, and I really appreciate that. For me, this is the standout product of the products that I've tried. Again, it's the Detoxifying Silt Jelly Mask. Really, really like that. I'm a big fan of that. So the other thing that they had sent me was a oil control mattifying mist. I gave that to a friend and I apologize. I didn't get feedback from her on that yet. So I just want to show you too, with this, it came with, and I've only used one of them so far, just clean it out and put it away, but it doesn't ever quite get clean again. It comes with these really flat sort of sponges that once you get water on them, they blow up, they expand, that's what I'm looking for. They expand, and then you take the mask off of that, and those work very well. I find that's, I don't know that it's necessary, you could use whatever, but I did want to show that it came with that. So, all right, I think that's everything. I hope that this was helpful for those of you that really wanted to see this. And I will continue, you know, I'm going to work through these, so you probably won't see any sort of a skincare update here from me for a little bit, or, well, I don't know. I may actually set these aside because I really want to try the IT Cosmetics products that were sent to me. So I may set all of these aside, pull those out again. I really prefer to use things from beginning to end, but I kind of had a bunch of things here that I needed to review for you guys. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know, of course. Everything that's on my face is listed below. I did just do a get ready with me with these products if you're curious. I will make sure that that is linked below as well. And I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.